Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are talking Jurassic Park and how one tiny little line in the movie nearly wiped out an entire species. It's pretty crazy how the simple mention of an animal on the big screen can negatively impact the animal world. Because of Harry Potter and his pet owl Hedwig, the illegal trade of owls has skyrocketed and the craze spread all around the world, but mostly in Asia. In 2001, the first year the film was released, only a few hundred owls were sold at Indonesia's bird markets, but by 2016, that number jumped to more than 13,000.
What the bloody hell was that all about?
When Finding Nemo came out, everybody wanted a clownfish, and poachers destroyed acres of coral reef to flush out the little orange fish out of their homes. All the while, wild clownfish populations dropped by 75%. And then there's movies like Jaws that just creates a global uproar all around the world.
Shark! The shark!
But what about Jurassic Park? Now, I don't know about you, but one of my favorite scenes in that movie is the lunch scene.
Alejandro's prepared a delightful menu for us. Chilean Sea Bass, I believe.
Now, I don't know about you, but for the longest time, I thought John Hammond was actually saying Chile and sea bass. But being so young at the time, I wasn't able to really put two and two together and notice that there was clearly no chili on the plate. But he's actually saying Chilean Sea Bass, or Chilean Sea Bass, as I've also heard some other people pronounce it as well. In an instant, this unknown fish, the Chilean Sea Bass, was then thrust into the spotlight. Many have claimed that this casual mention of the fish was the primary contributor to the overfishing of the Chilean sea bass all those years ago, which nearly drove the species into extinction. But what is a Chilean sea bass, Laura? You know, like, what is it? What does it look like? Well, it's not exactly a sea bass, and it's not exactly Chilean, or Chilean, however you want to say it. It's actually called the Patagonian toothfish, found in cold waters of about 1 to 4 degrees Celsius between depths of 150 and 12,600 feet in the southern Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. The average weight of a commercially caught Patagonian toothfish is 15 to 22 pounds, and large adults can exceed 220 pounds. They are believed to live up to 50 years and reach a length of up to 7.5 feet. Now, here's the pretty interesting part. Back in the day, this fish was considered a trash fish. It didn't look too pretty, I'm sorry, but look at this ratty little thing. It doesn't really look very appetizing, does it? It was very oily, and fishermen usually just threw it back into the water. Enter Lee Lance, a fish wholesaler who saw this fish being thrown back into the ocean and wanted to bring it to the American market and capitalize on this ratty fish. So he gave it a makeover with a new name that he thought would be appealing. Pacific sea bass? No. American sea bass? No. Chilean sea bass? Ah, perfect. In 1994, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration accepted Chilean sea bass as an alternative market name for the Patagonian toothfish.
We can charge anything we want.
So after the new name had been officially accepted in 1994 and the Jurassic Park movie premiered in June of 1993 prior, showing the likes of Dr. Grant and Dr. Sadler, Ian Malcolm, and John Hammond himself enjoying a high-class meal featuring Chilean sea bass made by none other than Chef Alejandro, many people put two and two together, and the relatively unknown fish became one of the most in-demand, high-delicacy fish served in upscale restaurants all over the country. But what does it taste like? Apparently, it is a sweet white meat with a fatty taste due to its high oil content in the flesh. Because of this demand, Chilean sea bass stocks were being depleted, and it was up to the environmental groups with the help of chefs to take on the campaign Take a Pass on Chilean Sea Bass, which encouraged chefs to remove this fish from their menus until populations were back to sustainable levels.
Take a pass on Chilean sea bass, and I was one of the first chefs to actually sign on board on that in the 90s.
Chilean sea bass today is not endangered thanks to more sustainable fishing practices and fisheries management, but the fate of this fish is still vulnerable thanks to unreported catches from illegal fishing. Chilean sea bass sometimes does still make its way back into the spotlight. The fake Jurassic World Plan Your Visit visitors website states that the Chilean sea bass comes highly recommended from their restaurant Winston's Steakhouse. And even just recently, the popular YouTuber Binging with Babish recreated this famous Jurassic Park dish. Let's just hope the Chilean sea bass won't make any more cameos in the third installment of Jurassic World. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments down below if you have ever had Chilean sea bass, or if you haven't, would you like to try it? And can you think of any more animals that were negatively impacted in the real world due to their movie appearances? I kind of feel like I might have got a golden retriever because of watching Air Bud. I don't know. What are you looking at? So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I come with new videos every week. Come check me out on social media and help support the channel on Patreon. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay legendary.